A WVU fraternity brother's racist Snapchat video toward a local bartender has gone public. I'm Megan Guerra, and I'll tell you how students are reacting. Right here inside, there are 100 teachers here waiting to listen to what Governor Justice has to say. The people here are upset about the state's lack of support in public education. The event took place at the Reed College of Media's Media Innovation Center. There were 9 speakers throughout the day, and they spoke to a sold-out crowd. The theme for the TEDx event was Leading with Hope in a Changing World, driving home the idea that the American dream isn't lost, it's just being redefined. Speakers included Emily Calandrelli, the host and producer of Exploration Outer Space, a Fox TV show that explores the mysteries of space, Olympic gold medalist and WVU student Ginny Thrasher, and self-made millionaire and McDonald's owner John Ebert, who shared his secrets to being successful. All speakers contributed inspiring and uplifting stories designed to motivate viewers to make changes in their own communities. Instructors here teach people to use their attackers' weight and momentum against them. I just learned this move a few minutes ago. Let's see how it works. And that's one way to deal with an attack from behind. How has social media impacted the gun reform movement? I'm Megan Guerra, and I'll bring you that story coming up next. Since 1996, 28 other states in America have used medical marijuana to treat a variety of patients' illnesses. Now that it's medicinally legal in West Virginia, those with PTSD, epilepsy, and chronic pain have another option. This year's Balloons Over Morgantown Festival saw ideal weather for flight. It was a weekend filled with 14 balloons returning to Morgantown for 5 launches over our beautiful city. And some residents were stunned when their backyards became landing zones, but spirits soared regardless. Event sponsors say they are continuously working to make the event bigger and better for next year. They want a new venue to host a full festival, additional parking for spectators, and of course, more balloons. To find out more, you can visit their website at the bottom of your screen. Your children may be unsafe in their car seats without you even knowing. I'm Megan Guerra, and I'll bring you that story next on WVU News. Mention Sago or Upper Big Branch Mine to any West Virginia coal miner, and they'll tell you how the industry and the role of mine rescue teams has changed since both of those disasters. I'm Megan Guerra, and coming up next on WVU News, I'll give you an inside look at a mine training facility right here in Mon County, where people learn proper mining techniques and safety. In 2016, 1/3 of Americans didn't know where their next meal was coming from. In Morgantown, there's an organization dedicated to lowering that number. Our own Megan Bashara recently attended an event that helps raise awareness and money for food insecurity. Officials say the correct way to install a car seat is to first make sure it's the correct size for the child who's using it. Then make sure it's secured with either the seatbelt or the lower anchor. Social media is revolutionizing the way Americans talk about gun violence, and some say public outcry on social media is becoming a new form of activism. Consider these facts. 140 million tweets are posted every day. There are over 2 billion monthly active Facebook users, and 95 million photos are posted to Instagram every day. And there's no denying it, social media is playing a huge role in the debate over gun control. There have been over 180 shootings on school campuses since Sandy Hook in 2012. The more recent shooting in Parkland, Florida had survivors speaking out on social media, and even speaking to President Trump, spurring a national social movement to keep students safe and guns out of schools.
I'm not going to hear those students' voices unless they're covered on the national news and traditional media, but now I can go on Twitter, and even though I don't follow a single student from Parkland, Florida, I see what they have to say because I have friends who do that retweet it. I follow journalists that retweet it, and so I'm hearing their voices and the voices in response to them.
So far in 2018, there have been 16 school shootings, which averages out to about 1 every week. With news being accessible on all social media platforms, it makes it easier for just about anyone to stay in the loop. Hashtags like Arm Me With, Never Again, and March for Our Lives have brought people of all ages together to stand for a cause.
I think social media is the most effective, quick way to communicate with a lot of people at the same time. And what I'm really impressed by is how the students, these young people, can use that so much more than some of us older folk.
I think it's really penetrated our generation with younger people, especially people who may not be as aware. And I think it really doesn't let it leave your conscience, no matter if you're on Twitter or Instagram or anything, you see things about it.
Through this movement, younger people are being encouraged to register to vote with the hashtags Vote for Our Lives and March to the Polls in order to create change in their communities and the country. An online petition is available for those who support stricter gun laws, including banning the sale of assault weapons. To view and sign the petition, you can visit the website at the bottom of your screen. Back to you at the Waterfront Studio. Teachers in West Virginia have been out of their classrooms for over a week now. The hashtag 55Strong has helped unify teachers in their cause.
There are 200,000 public employees, and right now you have about 20,000 teachers standing up for that. It's a cause that we just can't keep allowing to happen to our state.
Governor Jim Justice traveled across the state to Wheeling Park High School, Spring Mills High School in Martinsburg, and University High School in Morgantown to speak to the local teachers about their concerns and try to come to an agreement to potentially end the strike.
I will not ask or beg you to do this to go back to work. That's your decision. You're not children. You're smart adults. And if that's what you want to do, at the end of the day, there will end up being consequences not only to you, but to our children and to all of us.
Right here inside, there are 100 teachers here waiting to listen to what Governor Justice has to say. The people here are upset about the state's lack of support in public education.
I think that this strike might be one of the only ways we can get our legislators and the community's attention.
We love our children, and we just want what's best for West Virginia. We want to stay here. We want to do what we're doing because we obviously love children, is why we're in this field.
Following the meetings and additional days of striking, Governor Justice signed a bill that will give the teachers the 5% raise they were looking for and end the strike. Megan Guerra, WVU News, Morgantown. University of Alabama, George Washington University, and now our own campus. Just recently, a Theta Chi Brothers Snapchat story using racist language toward a local bartender has gone public. And WVU students spoke out to show that they don't stand with racism.
And I looked at it and I was like, this is actually happening here at WVU.
I remember my jaw dropping as I'm watching the video. It just is really such a shame that there's such a lack of intolerance and acceptance.
Officials at WVU have taken the situation very seriously. Just days following the Snapchat post, interfraternity council activities have been placed on a temporary suspension.
It's a terrible time to hear what we heard, but it's also great teachable moments and learning moments for all of us to figure out how do we minimize and stop this from happening.
This is the third known racially charged social media post from a Greek Life member in the past few weeks. With social media being an integral part of a college student's lifestyle, it makes it easier for posts like these to get attention.
I know that a lot of these situations have happened with members of Greek Life, and it really does sadden me to see that, because then it gives us a poor reflection. And Alpha Phi here at WVU, we are nothing but diverse and inclusive and accepting of everybody.
WVU prides itself on being a diverse and all-inclusive environment. If you or anyone you know is experiencing discriminatory behavior toward them, they are advised to file a claim with the Division of Diversity or Title IX. You can call the numbers at the bottom of your screen. Megan Guerra, WVU News, Morgantown. Medical marijuana is making its way to West Virginia. Now, industries are educating the public on the many benefits, both economic and medical.
We see typically patients who start medical cannabis where it's legal, the opioid deaths typically go down 25% in the state, which is huge.
And people all over the country have had success stories, including Heather Shooker. She has a 14-year-old daughter with severe epilepsy who uses medical marijuana.
I had to make a decision if I was going to, help my daughter here illegally and risk getting caught, or if I was just going to watch my daughter die.
Hannah started on medical marijuana in 2014. Since using it, Shooker has described progress they haven't seen before. Since 1996, 28 other states in America have used medical marijuana to treat a variety of patients' illnesses. Now that it's medicinally legal in West Virginia, those with PTSD, epilepsy, and chronic pain have another option. Under Governor Jim Justice's Medical Cannabis Act, the earliest patients can receive medical cards for treatment is July 2019. Shooker says it's worth the wait.
It has helped so many people. There's so many success stories out there. People fighting cancer and that have chronic pain and have PTSD. I mean, it just helps so many people.
Until then, prospective patients are advised to look for doctors who plan on writing medical cannabis recommendations. Megan Guerra, WVU News, Morgantown.